Good morning and welcome to day 26 of my trip to Las Vegas and playing in the World Series of Poker. I'm Dane, and last night I got 6th place in the $500 Salute to Warriors event for my biggest cash ever. And in the recap of that video I mentioned that the next event I was going to play was the mini main event, which is a $1,000 buy-in. However, I think I was just, a little bit in a winning stupor, because today is the final flight for the Colossus. $400 entry, probably like 6,000 entries today. There's been 4,500 each of the other 2 days. 40,000 start stack, 40-minute blinds, very similar to the Salute to Warriors. So I'm a glutton for punishment. I'm going to go play the Colossus today. Wish me luck. I'll talk to you a bit later.
Break time, folks.
Oh, big time, okay.
The button's right here when you get back.
Okay, so we're on first break of the Colossus Flight C. I played a few interesting hands, but one hand we're going to talk about here. So under the gun raises to 700. The blinds are 200, 300, 300. I've got 35,000 at this moment. I re-raise from under the gun 2 to 2,000 with ace, queen, offsuit, and under the gun calls. Flop is ace, queen, jack with 2 hearts, queen, jack of hearts. He checks, I bet 2,000, he calls. Turn comes 4 of clubs, he checks, I bet 3,000, he calls. River comes a 10. He checks, I check back now, basically scared of the king, but he shows 9-8 of hearts for the straight. That brings me down to 27,000, and that is basically where I'm at now. I got 25. I did play a few other hands. One hand that could be kind of interesting. On the button, I open ace queen of clubs to 800. The big blind calls. The flop is king 8-9 with 2 hearts. He checks, I bet 600. He raises to 2,400. There's 1 club on the flop. I've got ace queen of clubs. I call. Turn comes to 10. He bets 4k. I call again. River comes to 2. He checks. I only have ace high, and I don't think it's good, so I jam my remaining 12,000, and he folds. So I think we got lucky there. Anyway, 25,000, first break.
With fans, just
Classic.
So I just busted my first bullet in the Colossus. So I don't know, we're on a different timeline now where I have to re-enter tournaments. That's kind of weird. I haven't done that all series so far. Anyway, I looked over to the late registration line. It was basically empty. The cashier line, which is that line there, it's coming out of the door, is really long. I thought, okay, I can just use the app, register, and go print my ticket. I did that in less than a minute, and the late registration ticket says go to Paris, not at Horseshoe. So this late reg line was short. Who knows what the Paris one's going to be like. I think I didn't say how I busted. I jammed all in with less than 15 blinds. I think it was 13 blinds with pocket sixes and over a raise. And behind me was pocket tens. Original raiser also called with queen jack. And queen jack hit this time. How does that happen? Okay, let's see how our luck runs with the late reg. Oh, it looks like it's good. Short late reg line in Paris. So we're all good. Okay, after re-entering, basically played one hand, lost it, played one hand, won it, and I'm at 36,800 from the 40,000 starting stack. We're on second break now, nothing much to report, just rest up, prepare for the next session. Okay, we're on the second break. I've got 41,000, couple of interesting hands. One is early position player limps in for 1,000. Player after him limps in, folds to me in the big blind. I have about 36,000 in chips. The blinds are 500, 1,000, 1,000. I have pocket jacks. I raise to 6,500, and the first limper re-raises to 16,000. I think for a while and fold. And the other interesting hand is a player in middle position raises the minimum. I have pocket sevens with 20,300. I go all in, they call, and here's the video for that.
Aussie. Oi.
So that's how we doubled up with the pocket sevens. We flopped a set and it held. We've got 40,000 now. So that's where we're at the third break. The blinds will be 1,000, 2,000. Okay, I just played a big hand in the Colossus just after the third break, just before registration ends. Middle position player raises to 6,000. The blinds are 1,000, 2,500, 2,500. Small blind calls. I'm on the big blind with 6-4 of diamonds. I call. Flop comes king 3-5, so I flop the open-ended straight draw. Small blind checks. I check. Original raiser bets 12,000 into 18,000 or 21,000 ish. I go all in. It's basically 50,000, I think. And we obviously with a semi bluff, and he just has the king this time. So we're out. Flop was king 3-5. Turn was another 5. River was a 10. So no 2 or 7 for us to make the straight. Obviously I was banking or gambling on him not having a king, but we had backup outs and they didn't show up this time. So that's the end of the Colossus. I think we have a day break and then the mini main. So that will be the next tournament, mini main. Okay, so this whole room is the Colossus at the moment. And, what's that? Okay, here back at the condo, after busting out of the Colossus Flight C, went and had spent some time with Marco, one of the viewers that I met during the World Series so far. Had some great discussions with him, so had a good time there. I can't remember if I mentioned my bust out hand, but I basically made a fairly large bluff with an open-ended straight draw on the flop and ran into a player who had flop top pair, and obviously they weren't folding. So out of that, one thing I want to mention is just in the Uber ride back, I realized I didn't have my daily coffee, and I started getting kind of like a headache midway through the day, and I believe it's because of not having the coffee. Caffeine addiction is real. So I need to make sure that I have that next time so that I don't start getting a headache mid-tournament. Tomorrow is a blank day in terms of tournament schedule. Usually I fill them with a $250 1 p.m. daily deep stack. So I'll probably be doing that tomorrow. Then the day after that is the mini main event. Anything else to mention? Okay, yeah, there was a comment asking about how the taxes worked on my score. Basically, the prize that I won was 43,000 and something, and you basically have to pay 30% tax for foreign residents. As I understand it, I'm not sure about US residents. So they took 30% of that, which was about 13,000. However, I believe that there is a possibility for me to claim that back, so I'll be going through the tax accountants that work at the WSOP. I think it's Condler and Associates. I'll be contacting them and talking to them about the tax situation once I play my last 2 tournaments, and that will kind of clear up exactly where I sit. Fingers crossed, we run deep in one or both of them anyway, and we have further tax implications, is ideal scenario. Other than that, yeah, good day. Not successful poker-wise, but oh well. If you like this video, click the like button. If you want to watch more of these videos, hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, and I'll see you tomorrow.